What is up, YouTube? So I'm wanting to do a live with you guys for a while. I know it's the middle of the day on Thursday, and I know probably not a lot of people are going to be able to get into this live, but that's okay because you can watch it after the fact. But I don't have long. I only have about like 20 minutes or so to be on here. So if you are catching this live, pop in. We can chat. The chat is open. You guys can type things, ask questions, all that. But more so, if this live is about updates to the channel, I'm still going to be doing readings. I'm still going to be doing all the zodiac signs and whatnot. I know things have been a little inconsistent over the last few months, and it's because I've been doing a lot of restructuring my business, things of that nature. But I think now that we are moving out of the Saturn square Uranus, all that craziness, I'm finally figuring out where I want to go with this. And so I'm going to be moving into doing some videos on spirituality for you guys as well in regards to shadow work, expanding consciousness. I'm also going to be doing some blogging because me and my other half are going to be doing some traveling more often, and I will be doing videos like tarot videos while I do that traveling. Because I realize I really don't like being confined to an office while I do my readings all the time. Like, I hate being stuck inside 24/7. And we recently took a little excursion to the mountains and kind of unplugged for a few days. And all I could think about is how I would have loved to be doing my videos and my readings outside there, like in the mountains, and recording for you guys in that kind of space. And that's just what really resonates with me more. And that's really what this energy the past few months has really been about. It's about finding that balance between your freedom, but also your stability, because Saturn, right, the planet of stability, things that last the test of time, the master maker. Good morning, Angela. How are you? How you doing? And then we have Uranus, which is pushing you into your freedom. So it's trying to find the balance of that. And finally, slowly getting there, and I hope you guys are too. I know it's been really crazy for a lot of us. And for those of you wondering, I am going through my Saturn return. So if you have your Saturn placement in Aquarius, this is probably hitting you really hard, just as it's been really slapping me in the face. So good to see you too. And I am going to be creating, I'm debating if I want to do a second channel for a vlog, you know, or if I just kind of want to make it all one and just have separate playlists, to be honest, because you guys know me, I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty just kind of, always, I love sharing with you guys. So my plan is to continue doing tarot readings. I realize that I have this limiting belief that there's an obligation for me to do readings for all the zodiac signs because other tarot readers do readings for all the zodiac signs and all. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I realized that there was a limiting belief that I had created within my own mind that I had an obligation to do zodiac sign readings every single week for every single zodiac sign, when in all reality, I love you too, guys. I really love to do collective readings. Like, I like doing readings when I'm called to do readings, kind of how I do on Patreon. Like, I love my Patreon channel. And it's kind of how I feel about my Patreon monthlies. I'm about to just bang out all these Patreon monthlies, and I'm kind of contemplating restructuring my Patreon channel as well. Because doing readings for each zodiac sign, I'm realizing that, yes, I like doing zodiac signs. I'm not going to get away from doing that, but I'd rather do them when I'm called to them because there's a time and place for that kind of energy, and we all embody that energy at different points in our life, right? Your sun sign, yes, it's your sun sign, but that's the core of your being. Your rising sign is how people perceive you, your coworkers, your family, your friends, and your moon sign is your emotions, right? So people resonate with all different zodiac signs, right? And like, I watch Pisces to see how I'm going to do in work because it rules my second house. So that's the only reason I dabble a little bit in the zodiac signs. And I think I really want to get more to doing a mix between more collective readings for readings, like just doing live readings on YouTube for you guys when I feel called to do readings, but also doing zodiac sign readings that are just fun and spontaneous. I am going to have a schedule for it, obviously, but I don't want to feel this obligation to do every single zodiac sign every single week, because I do a lot of Reiki sessions and a lot of readings and a lot of mentoring and a lot for Patreon, and it's all me. It's all me by myself. So I think that's a really nice way to be able to travel, to share travel with you guys, to share other places, but also to share tips and tricks about expanding consciousness and new perspectives on how to expand your consciousness and how to live your authentic truth and break down your limiting beliefs and realize how, like myself, your limiting beliefs are actually part of what's stopping you from stepping into that sense of freedom, right? Like my limiting belief of feeling required or obligated to give the collective X amount of readings a week, when really the only person setting that boundary was myself. Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know a few of my patrons are in here. Yeah, I know Patreon has definitely been a really big struggle for me. I'm really trying to figure, I really want to restructure my Patreon channel big time. I'm thinking about making Patreon a platform where I start doing like some really, like almost like a series of more spiritual content, because there's definitely a side of me, and I talk a lot about this with my boyfriend and some of our friends that have recently kind of come into our lives. It's really weird, the stuff that's been happening, but in regards to not just expanding consciousness, but kind of like timelines and the be here now and frequencies and your guides, things of that nature, certain topics that maybe the entire collective may not be completely open to, but pockets of the collective may be open to. So if they're willing to engage in those kinds of conversations and dialogues, they can go ahead and join Patreon and experience that kind of conversation there, right? Because, hey Jenny, how are you? There is I wouldn't say a time and place for that, but there's some what is it, backlash and from certain people in the collective that may just have different perspectives, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, their views, and things of that nature. But I know our Patreon family is really just kind of like, whatever floats your boat, whatever you believe is what you believe, and it's a free space to kind of talk about it, which is really cool. And I really want to kind of expand on that and get more into the topics of like Atlantis, your guides, your ancestors, Akashic records, and the fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension, Christ consciousness, things like that. Because I feel like YouTube is more of where you can go for your tarot and your 3D, your 5D, integrating your shadow, things of that nature. And for those of you who really want more help on your spiritual path, I think that the Patreon platform would probably be a better platform, and it'll also create kind of like a safe space as well, because I have some patrons I have a lot of patrons that just message me directly, and that's kind of where my head's at. So if you see some videos that aren't strictly tarot coming out, that's just because I'm going to be, I think my boyfriend and I are planning like once a month or twice a month going on little vacations. Like we just got back from the Rocky Mountains and went on a helicopter ride, and it was really dope. It was really cool. We went hiking, we went fishing. It was really cool. We just completely unplugged. But I really, really wish I brought my camera with me, because I brought my tarot cards and oracle cards. I was like, this would be the best spot to do a reading. And I just didn't think of bringing my camera, and I tried to mount my phone, but I didn't have service. I was like, okay, the universe really wants me just to kind of be present, and that was okay. Interesting you say this, because it's exactly where I'm at right now too. Oh, perfect. Yeah. I'm not shocked that I really feel that a lot of the collective has been shifting into a higher state of consciousness. I know that the entire collective has been going through basically a dark night of the soul over the last few months, myself included. Nobody is excluded from these energies, right? We're all on our own path, and that's a great thing because it's just a massive domino effect, right? What I learn, you learn, vice versa. We share it, and everybody expands. And that's the really nice thing about spirituality, whatever label, right? And I'm just really excited. I'm excited. So I'm kind of curious what kind of content you guys want to see. Of course, I'm going to continue doing readings. I'm going to do more collective readings. I'm going to be doing tarot readings for the zodiac signs still. I think those are going to they might be a little bit more lengthy, to be honest. And because they're more lengthy, they might not be weekly. They might be bi-weekly readings because I might do like 20, 30-minute videos because I'm just going to tell you what you most need to hear. And I'm just excited. I'm just kind of letting all the barriers fall away, which I think is really necessary. Other than that, we'll have videos about how to like eat clean, things of that nature to kind of like, when I say clean, I don't mean like, well, yes, it's going to be health wise, but it's also like to help your frequency, energy, things of that nature. There's a lot of topics I want to talk about. I'll be doing more lives on here, more lives on Patreon to hopefully allow you guys to ask questions, things of that nature. I don't know if I'll ever do lives where it'll be like, ask a question, I'll pull a card for you. That's very energetically depleting and very demanding for me personally. I'm very sensitive. Even when I'm being introduced to like new people and they find out what I do and they're all like, "Ooh, can you do a reading for me?" At first, I'm always like, "Give me a little bit, give me a little bit." I have like my space, which is my office. Thank you so much. You know, that's really crazy because I've been thinking about like being interviewed and interviewing other people in regards to these topics because there's a lot of like collaborative energy going on. So yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Hey, Parul. Oh, that's awesome that you still listen to it. That's so cool. Thank you, Jenny. Yes, I'm excited for more Reiki sessions too. I have a lot of those coming up. I have a lot. And I'm still creating more bundles because I know I'm trying to make like more. I know my current bundle is still discounted. I'm trying to make more like cost-effective bundles on my website, like so people can buy them in bulk. And just be mindful that my bundles are monthly subscriptions. So those are like for my reoccurring clients and stuff. I'm so glad that you like the Reiki sessions. That's my favorite. I love doing Reiki. Reiki is really cool. Not that I don't like tarot readings, but I do a lot of tarot readings. So like having Reiki sessions are really cool because I get to basically like hang out with your higher self. Like I pull you out of body and you and I are just kind of standing there and I'm just getting to pick through your chakras and to tell you everything that's going on in your life. I think that's awesome. I love doing that. Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, you guys can ask questions, ask away. I have about 5 more minutes because I have to go run an errand. Because I actually have some company coming later today that I got to get ready for, and I have some recording to do for my Patreon channel as well. So if you have any more questions, you guys can ask away. I do plan on getting back to YouTube videos next week. I'm going to have to take a break for the rest of this week. I'm going to try and hop on another live for this weekend and maybe do a collective reading on a live for you guys. I think that would be really cool. Like an energy shift reading, especially when we have this full moon in Aquarius coming up. I think that's a really good time for us to kind of do that together. And other than that, I have to kind of focus on my Patreon channel right now and get those monthlies done for them because they've been really patient. They've been really patient with me through all this chaos. as long as I have a parent's consent, anyone under the age of 18, I will do a Reiki session for. Depending on if you think they would sit for the whole hour, I do offer 30-minute sessions too. So just message me and we can talk about the pricing for that. Oh, it says 16, sorry. My eyes are really bad. I'm really confused between law of attraction and astrology. How does it go hand in hand if possible? So I personally think of astrology as it's not the end all be all. So for example, like we have the Saturn square Uranus, right? With this, which everybody thinks Saturn is this bad guy of, oh, it's gonna be hard and it's gonna create all this constriction and things are gonna be difficult. When in all reality, it's an opportunity for you to really grow and expand and be given obstacles that you already have the strength to overcome, right? I would really recommend checking out the Empowering Astrology on Facebook. She's an astrologer and she talks about astrology with the perspective of using it to your advantage, because there is this paradigm, like this very large limiting belief in the collective that certain planets are debilitating and certain planets are glorifying, right? And the reality of it, it's not that astrology is the end all be all. It's learning how to work with that energy properly. Now, with the law of attraction is recognizing the domino effect of my thoughts create an emotion, which creates energy. And that energy that I put out is the energy that I'm going to attract, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm feeling this amazing vibration. And then somebody comes in, they say something that triggers my ego. If I give a reaction to that, I'm immediately a negative, well, not negative because that's a polarity, but a harmful or low vibrational reaction. I'm immediately going to basically negate the high frequency vibration that I had originally gotten myself to, right? That's that state of consciousness. And so you're neutralizing it. So they're two very different energies. Astrology, you just learn to work with that energy to your benefit. So it's just being mindful that, okay, at this time, things might be rocky in a relationship or arguments might be easier to get into with people. So I should probably watch the things that I'm saying or being more mindful that people are going to be more on edge. So not to really engage with people that I'm more likely to have arguments with. So for example, if you argue with your mother all the time, maybe you shouldn't see her that week during a Mars transit with your moon sign or something, if it's really going to make you on edge or really emotional or fiery, you know? I only say that because my moon's in Leo and I know when that's happening, I'm just like, I should probably stay in my bubble. And then when it comes to law of attraction, it's being mindful that everybody has their own things going on within them, right? You need to focus on yourself. You need to remember, not in a selfish sense, but you need to remember that everybody is going through their own challenges. And sometimes the things that people say and express to you are really a reflection of what's going on internally to them. Not always, but a good chunk of the time it is. And it's holding space and compassion for that individual so it doesn't affect your frequency, right? Understanding that something that upsets you could actually be switched to a frequency of gratitude. So my boyfriend and I were actually talking about this last night. Like, gosh, I'm starving. Like, oh, I hate being so hungry. Oh, but I'm so grateful that I have a fridge. I'm so grateful that I even have a fridge full of food. I'm so grateful that I have money to even get food, right? It's switching that mindset to a frequency of gratitude, because that's when you're going to attract more abundance, more prosperity, more happiness. Law of attraction. I actually have a little book on it. I'm not going to get up right now and get it, but I'll show you it on my phone because I'm going to have to dig for it. It's such a skinny little book, and I read it in like less than an hour, and it was a great book. It was a great book. Universal Laws, Unlocking the Secrets of the Universe. It's a really short book. It's by Creed McGregor. Really short book. There it is. If I could get my ring light to stop. There you go. It's on Amazon. It's really short, sweet, to the point, breaks down the 7 universal laws. I love the law of attraction though, because especially when you start scripting, when I started scripting and manifesting on a daily basis, things started flooding to me, especially when you start visualizing, because your thoughts create reality. So if you're literally visualizing like money flowing to you, or pink light flowing to your heart space for love, or green light for money, or white light for protection, strength, purity, prosperity, things of that nature, it's really gonna not only cleanse your energy, but raise your frequency. You got to remember that what you give is also going to come back to you tenfold. And it's kind of like, I'm not afraid of spending money on this, because I know this money is always going to come back to me. I'm not afraid of giving love and compassion and being vulnerable with you, because I know that's going to open my heart space to more love and compassion to come back to me. You know, it's that balance of energy. It's understanding that I'm safe in the vessel that I am, because it's just a physical vessel. It's really just my soul embodying it. I'm here for this experience. That's like a whole rabbit hole. Oh, I'm so happy you started that book. I have that book over there. That's a good, I love that book. You're a badass at making money. That's such a good book. I had that book for my own scarcity mindset. I really did. I got that because I had a really bad scarcity mindset. For those of you who don't know, like my journey and everything, long story short, I damaged my brain, blind, deaf, and then I was paralyzed, and it was this whole fiasco. And after like a year of being isolated in my dark room to like recover, I went back to my corporate job, and I quit my corporate job after like 3 months there. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was like, I'm going to start playing with tarot cards. And I bought this deck of tarot cards, and I had this massive scarcity mindset going on, because I was like, how am I going to pay my bills? I just quit my corporate job. And I started reading this book, and it helped me overcome so many limiting beliefs in regards to like money and just financial insecurity and my own stability, things of that, because you can apply those techniques to other limiting beliefs as well. And when it comes to scripting, because I know there's a question about scripting as well, scripting is when you write down you just affirm things, but physically writing it is putting that energy out there, right? So I am strong, I am confident, I am resilient, I make $40,000 a month, I have a thriving online business, I am so successful, I attract love, wealth, and success on a regular basis, I am always positive, I am always giving and receiving love in endless amounts, I am always striving to get closer and closer to my goals, I always achieve my goals, I am here now in this present moment, I'm so grateful for my life, I have a clear consciousness, I have a clear channel, I have a clear intuition, I trust my intuition, I trust the universe, I'm divinely directed, divinely protected, right? Scripting those things, writing them down, writing exactly what you want your current reality to look like as if it's already there is scripting, right? There's a lot of techniques to scripting. That's a very like vast topic, but some people like to do it with graphs. Some people like to do it with actual like pictures or a vision board. Like I have a whole bulletin board full of like affirmations and an empress and things of that nature. But then I also have a book full of all that jazz, right? What book is it? Oh, it was You're a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I have it over there. It's a really good book. But I got to hop off here because actually, oh yeah, I got to get going. I got 5 minutes to get 5 minutes down the road. So, oh, always Rebecca. I loved them. I love them. I love them. I love them. I look forward to our next one. But I love you guys. I'll see you next time. I'm going to try and go live later this weekend. And I hope you guys enjoy the full moon. Later, Gators.